Good morning, everyone. Adele here from Your Healing Path and Dare to Be Authentic. Looking just a wee bit different this morning. We've got a couple of guests staying with us. So my inspiration room, where I come to you guys from, has the spare bed opened up, and so I've had to just shift everything a little bit, which ties in beautifully with what I hope you guys have been doing this week. So today, this week's topic has been about understanding who you are so that you can get to the point of really, really loving yourself. And the two things that I asked you to do, if you chose to do them, entirely up to you. I hope you did, because if you do actually, you all voted for this topic. So if it's what you really want, I've tried to bring you ways to let that happen for yourself, to get to the point where you understand who you are and you can get to the point where you actually really do love the person that you are or the person that you're becoming. So the first part of it was to identify something about yourself that you weren't happy with and then look at it with radical honesty. I'm just going to recap: radical honesty versus brutal honesty. Brutal honesty is having no compassion towards yourself or the situation that you find yourself in or the person that you've become because of, the circumstances you've been through up until this point in your life. Radical honesty is about removing all of the emotional fog from it and looking at a situation for what it really is. And that is that 9 times out of 10, the reactions that you've had as a younger child, a teenager, a young adult, into your adult life are all clouded by what you've been through before. So you could have a series of limiting beliefs that are distorting your behavior. You could have, situations that have happened to you that have set up a set of emotions and rules on how you're supposed to behave. So taking an aspect of yourself that you're not terribly pleased with, looking at it with radical honesty, and then flipping it and looking at it from a very positive perspective. So just further to that, I also posted about, layering with positivity, and I don't believe in that. I want to clarify, I have nothing against positivity. I love positivity, but I also prefer honesty. So, hi Lisa. I prefer honesty. So if you are trying to layer upon layer upon layer positivity over a pile of crap, the pile of crap's still going to be there. So, by all means, approach everything from a positive perspective, but don't sort of bury the stuff that you don't really want to know about. Deal with it, And if you need help dealing with it, book some time, contact me. We can work through it together. The second step of the process was, and a couple of you identified it, actually quite difficult to do, is to name things about yourself that you do love, that you already find incredible about yourself. And, a few people did comment that was actually more difficult than they expected. And, that comes from, we're not supposed to toot our own horn. We're not supposed to say how good we are at something because it's considered conceited. Self-love is not conceited. Self-love is equivalent to self-respect, And I have no doubt that every single one of you offers love and respect to people in your lives. So in being able to identify things in you that you love and appreciate, and then being able to name them, is about showing self-love and self-respect. It's not tooting your own horn. It's not conceited. It's not selfish. It's none of those things. It's one of the most beautiful things that you can do for yourself. So acknowledge all the amazing things about yourself. So that was step 2. And why? Look, I just did my hair before coming on, and it's just all too flippy, floppy, and doing weird things. And you guys are probably used to that by now, so I'm not even going to apologise for it. There you go. What I've tried to do by giving you those exercises is to open your own eyes up. Shift your perception of yourself. Shift the perspective that you look at your own life, and start seeing it more realistically, more positively. Conundrum, because I said the thing about positivity before. Here's the thing about doing that. If you look at things with a positive perspective, it will bring the negative to the surface, because if you want to walk down a path that makes you feel good, that keeps you positive, that anything that doesn't sit comfortably with that is going to come to the surface so you can deal with it. Okay? So, in shifting the perspective of how you look at yourself, I would love to know. And if you're watching this later, again, just give me a comment to know that you've seen it. Because this is a really, really important part of the process. So if you've been following along for the first 2 parts, I'd love to know if you're sort of following along for part 3. In shifting that perspective, in opening your own eyes, what's it done for you? What has it done for you? Have you been able to look at yourself in a different light? Have you been able to start appreciating how brilliant you are? Has that started happening for you? I would love to know. I'd also love to know if you had any other adverse reactions. You know, Monique commented that, you know, felt a bit nervous to sort of say, because I'm just that good. And it does when you're starting out. And that's not about, because my first thought is, that's about convincing yourself, and it's not. That nervousness, that degree of discomfort in doing and going through this process and acknowledging the pure brilliance of who you are, is that it then rubs against everything else in your life that's told you you're not supposed to feel that way. So, keep telling yourself how brilliant you are. Start looking at yourself the way others see you. So, to wrap this all up and try and bring it into context, I want to share something with you. Think about someone that you love. Think about someone that you've fallen in love with, or someone that you love. Your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your children. What do you see in them that makes you love them? What is it about them? What do you see in this other person that you identify as love? And when did it start? Take yourself back to the time when you first felt that sensation for that person. And then start falling in love with yourself. It's exactly the same process. You see something in someone else that you love, and you're drawn to it. You're drawn to them. See if you can find that in yourself. And I guarantee you will. Hand on heart, you will. And start falling in love with yourself. Start seeing that the circumstances of your life are just that. They are the circumstances that have brought you to where you are today. They are not who you are. I know. I'm going to get all choked up. I know what is at the core of every single one of you. Because it's at the core of every single person walking the planet. And that is light. That is love. It's how we came into this world. And if you can start seeing that light within yourself, and you can start appreciating the incredible beauty that you hold within you, the road to really loving yourself, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Because you can see it every single day. And it doesn't matter if you're having the shittiest day in the world. Once you get over that shitty day or that shitty circumstance and you pull back and you go, hang on a sec. I am me. The way I'm reacting, the way I'm behaving, the way I'm living my life is all the way it's meant to be. And all of it is opening my eyes to what an incredible being I am. Again, this is my wish for every single one of you. Acknowledge yourselves. Don't wait for someone else to do it for you. Or if you need someone else to do it for you, me, I got your back. I sincerely hope that the 3 videos this week have helped you understand a little bit more about yourselves and how you can turn around the way you think about yourself and the way you feel about yourself, which in turn then turns around the way you live your life. Because if you've gone through this exercise, your life will never be the same again from this point onwards. Because you will know. And once you know, you can't unknow. You can't unsee. You can't unknow. Not at this stage in our lives anyway. I hope everyone has a fabulous Friday. Silly Saturday and Say It Sunday coming up. I hope you guys enjoy those days. I really do. It's a bit of a free range kind of weekend thing that that when I participate in those, I actually participate as me, not as the creator of this group or the owner of my business. I participate in those days in the same way that you guys do, which is just as me, without all the Zen wisdom. Yes, I do let that go very often, believe it or not. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Sending you all so much love for a fabulous Friday. And, because Dawes is on, hi Dawes, pay it forward today. Pay it forward Friday. Do something for someone else and see how that makes you feel. I'm going to add an addendum. Then do something for yourself and see how that feels. Have a wonderful day. Love you all so much. Bye.